I regard myself and Uta to a great extent, but she's more artistic than me, as what they call a journeyman, binding almost country style books, books which are chunky, which will last far, far longer than designer bookbinders books.
It is not unknown to have made mistakes setting.
It's very difficult to be a bookbinder or maybe a craftsman on your own. You do get some in on yourself. Working together in here, you're cocooned, it's peaceful.
Our partnership, because Douglas is actually colorblind, I should do all the coloring anyway. Not just because I've always done this kind of thing, but I can actually see the colors, and I have to choose the colored cloths and leathers for him because he doesn't see it.
Uta's previous profession was a graphic designer, so she had, and still does have, a knowledge of printing, papers and reproduction.
I think this is very nice and hot now.
A well-bound book got to work. It's got to open properly, it's got to close properly. It's got to protect the text block, it's got to be attractive, it's got to be value for money, it's got to last a long, long time. Now, the one downside, again, of the Victorians is that they were cheapskates. They used to tan their leather with metals and things like that. So very often a Victorian book will fall apart because the leather's been tanned badly. Uta started doing a conservation course, which is how to effectively conserve paper, conserve books, not necessarily focused on bookbinding. And about 6 months later, I was made redundant. Always loved books, had a big collection of books, bought through jumble sales, so I wasn't very well off. And
that's fine.
Sat together next to one another. You know, rather dishy young woman, so I sat next to her.
And we'll try the roll. That's better. I'm trying to dwell long enough so it gets dark enough.
One more run down, it should be all right. Now that's the inside. Oh, this is the outside. Phew. Because sorry about that. You never know what bits of glue and nasty bits are there. Now that doesn't fit. That fits. Now I've got to be fairly careful with this. So I'm going to take it off like that. Oh, there is some more sewing there, which doesn't connect with this. But I'm not going to trust it, because if you've got sewing, the sewing there, and you've also got the sewing on this, they could be connected, and all you have to do is to cut, rather like when you've got a hem on curtains, you cut one bit of the hem, the whole lot goes. That's it. Now I see what I'm going at, I can pull it off. In fact, this is machine sewn onto tapes, and what I thought where the sewing was through into the lining, it's not, it just stuck hard onto the tapes. Glue it, and I shall come back on Monday, hopefully finding it beautiful. Problem is, people leave books until they're in this state, not realising that if they came to when they first started to disintegrate, you could very quickly, very easily put them right. Now I need to get the backbone fairly well compressed, otherwise it will splay out. So I'm lifting this up so I can drop this down. I've lost a bit of shape here. Seems to be okay. Good knocked. I'll leave it now. I'm looking for the lid. Now it might look a mess, because it is a mess, but I've got all my babies. I'm going to leave them overnight, have a good night's sleep. I'll dream about them and have a nervous breakdown, but they should be all right.